Hello, hello. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Where are we at? Are we over there? Yep, we're over there. Hey, kitty. Hey, critter. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's see. How is the audio? Perfect. Thank you, kitty. Bam, bam. All right, let me check cameras. There we go. And you're deaf, yeah. All right, top down, bam. That one we got good. That one's okie doke. Hey. Oh, no, we got to change out aprons. That was last year's apron at Get Lost Find Yourself this year. I won the cook-off again with that recipe that we're doing tonight. And look at this. Look at that. Got a bottle opener. Got mitts, pockets. There's a pocket there for my beverage. Oops, sorry. Right. A few years younger, I hear. Hopefully this doesn't rub against the microphone. We will make adjustments if it does. Right, it's rocks. Now hopefully, thank you. Hopefully you won't have to stare at my junk, especially in that camera angle there. There, we'll just keep that. We'll keep the cup there. How's that? Oh, it's cutting my head off. I'm actually too tall in the shot. I never say that. All righty. Let's start by getting a beverage. As always, up until the last minute, getting ready. Gave myself the full 2 hours and took every bit of it. I thought I had a beer in here. There we go. Critter, that's a question that you and I can have later. A conversation that you can ask later. No comment. Okay, so this cracked chicken recipe was my first time cooking it. That camera, that's what we're looking at. That was my first time cooking it. I watched a couple videos of the recipe idea, took a screenshot of the ingredient list and went with it. And I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why I didn't test it out before, but it worked out amazing. What's our ingredient list? We got chicken chesticles, chicken breast, quarter cup flour, salt and pepper to taste. I don't know why do they say that, to taste? You can't to taste add it before you start cooking it. So what does to taste mean if you can't taste it until it's done? Anyways, butter, garlic, vinegar, soy sauce, and honey. That's it. Chicken, flour, seasoning, butter, garlic, vinegar, soy sauce, and honey. And I think I went to Port McNeil to go grocery shop in there. I want to say it was $20 or so, just a little over $20. And that was rice included in that, which I didn't end up using. That was some ice to keep everything cool. So for about $25, and that was Canadian, I bought all the ingredients for this recipe. And I had to give Chris all the ingredients that I had left over because I couldn't carry it all back home with me. So, and let's see, the vinegar, I think I used, what was it? 1.5 tablespoons, maybe 2 tablespoons. So it was almost a full bottle of vinegar left. 1 tablespoon of oil, so almost a full bottle of soy sauce. The soy sauce, sorry. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. The honey was 1/3 of a cup, so that was 3/4 full still, 2/3 full. And I did cook all the chicken breast and whatever flour I ended up not using, I just threw away because I cut the bag open and I was breading it in the bag. And then the tub of margarine I had left over, and the garlic, can of garlic. So thank you. Yeah, it did. And they were actually, the judges were the ones that named it cracked chicken because they couldn't stop eating it. And I actually had, it was probably close to 2 pounds that I cooked. So I was able to go around the audience at least once and give everybody samples of it too. So it fed quite a few. Port McNeil, inflation. Yeah, so probably 15 US, probably 20 Canadian for this pretty amazing meal with a whole bunch of leftovers and extra ingredients. So like today, I was able to hit my pantry and grab the flour, which, funny story, the container in our kitchen that has the flour is also the same container that has powdered sugar. And when I was got ready to scoop out what I thought was flour, I decided to taste test it first. Otherwise, it would have been a little bit more sweet and probably not any kind of a breading crispiness factor to it with powdered sugar instead of flour. But I did catch that before I put it in the bag, so that was good. Where are we at? So yeah, why don't we start prepping some ingredients? What? Where were you at, Chris? I walked all around. I'm sorry. Well, remind me next time we get together. Speaking of getting together, I have some talking points to bring up, but when we get together, I will cook it again. Flour and diesel gas. Okay, so since this has been brought up a couple of times, when I went up in April for the Get Lost, the first mini of this year, I have all my gas cans color coded. So my clear or my white cans are my diesel. I have 2 of those, and all of my red cans are non-ethanol gas. And I had the forklift that I run on my work truck had run out of gas. Let me switch cameras. The forklift that I run had run out of gas or diesel, so I had to go down to the closest gas station to pick up a gas can and some diesel to go back and put it in my my Moffett, which is the brand of forklift that I drive. But it was red. All they had to choose from was a red one. I got a gallon or 2 in there, took it back to my forklift, threw some fuel in there, finished my work day. Still had half a can of fuel in there. Unfortunately, got put in with the circulation of non-ethanol red cans. And when I got up to the mini, I topped off my fuel on the 250, and now we have gasoline and diesel mix in there. So we got the bike ready the night before. Bike would not start, smoked a lot, and between Carl and Paul, we were able to siphon out the dieseline mix stuff that was in the tank, put fresh fuel in there, and at like 30 seconds before 10 o'clock, when it was quiet time, the bike did start up, and I had a bike running for the ride Sunday or Saturday morning. So funny story. Okay. But anyways, I wanted to mention 2 things before I got going. There is, speaking of Get Lost, Find Yourself, they have a Belize mini coming up, which I think was about a week-long trip. I don't know if the information has been made public yet, but I know it's on the Patreon for Crittermoto. I think the rest of the information will be coming out soon. Other than that, I cannot say for sure, but there is a Belize mini, Get Lost, Find Yourself mini to Belize coming out. 8 days, 7 nights, Critter says. And other minis, so the regular minis up on the island, there will be 2 or 3 of those also early next year, and 2 gala. Yes, patrons for Critter have access to all of the deets right now. So the Get Lost, Find Yourself mini Belize, 2 or 3 mini events on Vancouver Island, probably the Nanaimo area again, and then 2 gala events, one at the end of August and one at the beginning of September. So a whole bunch of Get Lost, Find Yourself events coming up next year. All right, that's enough for that. I got some other talking points, but we'll bring them up later. Let's get to cooking, because that's why you guys are here, right? You want some foods? Okay. Let's move that. The minis will run from April to May. Awesome. Okay. What do we need to start with? Let's probably a cutting board and some pans. Let's do a cutting board. That's that we'll put over there. Do I need that? I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that. Okay. That's good. Stove. Knife. All right. Make sure I have that adapter. Make sure. I do not have my adapter. We might have to take an intermission because my propane adapter is not there. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go media assets. I don't have anything there. All right. Pardon me for a minute and a half. I will be right back. I need to grab that adapter. Make sure. Hold on a sec. Let me make sure. I do not have it. Okay. I will be right back. Beauty-mess. Okay. Okay, so let's catch up because that means you get entertained us. Okay. I couldn't even tell if there was music playing. It was turned all the way down. Horns. All right. Well, I guess we were going to find out eventually that the fitting wasn't there. Okay, let's switch over to that. Okay, there we go. Mute the phone, Corey, because you know the security camera is going to go off and you're going to get notifications. Mute all notifications. There we go. Okay. Chicken breast. Chicken chesticles. What I didn't do, I didn't bring a wipe to clean my hands. But we're not going to need to because we're going to touch the raw meat. We're going to use that. We're going to put that there. Okay. Is that what I'm doing? Or do I have a glove? I think I could. Look at that. You were pole dancing? Darn it. All right. So, you know that you can buy thinly cut chicken at the grocery store. I did not know that until today when I went to pick these up. For some reason, people are okay spending an extra $2 per pound, $2 per pound to have a chicken breast that's thinly cut instead of just taking a knife and cutting it thin, and so it's a consistent. Because if you tried to cook this like it is right now, the thin end is going to be overdone and the thick end is going to be underdone, and then the middle hopefully is done. But you have a choice. You could either take your knife and cut through to have two similar thickness meat, pieces of meat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like I did at the at Get Lost, was just cut them into like nugget size bits and then put them into the next ingredient, which we will talk about here shortly. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, so last week I was craving pork chops for some reason, and I was trying to figure out a way to cook them. And I had a flashback of my childhood. We used to do shake and bake pork chops, and it had probably been 30 years since I had that. And I went to the grocery store, found some, and it tasted exactly like I remembered it. But like I said, so we're going to do something similar. We're going to use this flour, salt, and pepper mix that I've got here. We're going to lightly bread it on the outside. And all it really does, it doesn't add like a breading. It just adds like a crispness, like almost a crunchy to the outside. So then once we start cooking the chicken, it also, that flour, or I think I used rice flour at Get Lost Find Yourself, just because it was a smaller bag, like $2 instead of buying a 5 or 2 pound bag of flour. And it was 2 or 3 times the price, and I was going to be throwing most of it away anyways. But yeah, I'm going to cut just little nugget-sized pieces across the grain so that they're a little bit more tender. Let me just put that right. Yeah, let's just put that right in the camera's way. My attempt is to not cross-contaminate anything. I've got a little bit of space there. Yeah, Chris, you kind of are at that age just like I am, to where that glove snap is one of those cringe moments. Dude, this knife here is from Firebox. I got in on his what is that? Like Indiegogo? No, it wasn't Indiegogo. It was one of the other ones. Someone at the Kickstarter when he was releasing it, and it replaced my kitchen knives in the kitchen there for a minute because I liked it so much. Let's put some of these in there. But yeah, in this bag, 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of flour, and salt and pepper is all it is. Because I wanted in my kitchen setup, my camp kitchen setup, a chef knife, but I wanted it to fold. And that was the first one that I had seen. I don't want that chunk there. All right. So there's our cut up chicken. I'm going to set that up there. I'm going to put that chicken. Do I want to do that? Let me just set that over to the side for now. Off camera. See if I can ziploc with it. Okay. I don't need my glove anymore. So I'm going to put that last little chicken bit in there, take the glove off, because I'm going to take the chicken out now with the chopsticks. So yeah, this is my shake and bake chicken version with not nearly any of the seasoning that I had in the pork chops that I did the other day. But that would be another easy recipe. No, because you have to bake that. That's the problem with a lot of the recipes, because they don't tell you until you're about 10 minutes in that, oh, you're going to throw this concoction into an oven now. I was like, I don't have a way to bake on the motorcycle yet. I got an idea. I saw one other person do like cornmeal, something like that, cornbread or something like that. But it was a very small, a lot of wind. Okay, so ingredients that we've used so far: chicken, flour, salt, and pepper. I'm going to set that aside because now we need to put some butter in there. mix it out. And we're going to start with about a tablespoon of butter. Put that butter down here out of the way. So what are we at? Fourth ingredient, fifth maybe, if you're salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to that. I'm not even going to count that as another ingredient because I always have it in my camp kitchen. The table is not very even. Salt and pepper to taste, exactly. Do I want to try and level this table? Or am I just going to cause problems for myself? I'm going to cause problems for myself. There we go. What did I decide? I decided before that that's probably a better. All right. Okay. So like I said, we don't want to cross-contaminate, so I'm not going to touch any of this with my hands. And then I will touch it again with the chopsticks to flip it. But when we get close to it being done, then I will switch over to the tongs. And see, this is just a really light dry breading. There's some little bits. All right, that's going to be good enough. I might just cook that much just to demonstrate and then cook the rest of it off camera later. Can you see that? Can you see it? No, that color's blown out on that. Can't, isn't it? Yep. You can't see anything there. And there. No. All right. That's what I get for buying cheap cameras to try and do this cool 4-camera setup. I probably do need a container to put this in once it's done. Let's do a bowl. So Kitty, I think I did a couple shorts or something like that until I was about 75% of the way through the cooking process, thinking that I was going to capture the whole thing. And then I started running out of time. And then I was probably about 15 minutes until I was needed to be done for the judges. And I was to the last minute. I was the last contestant up there for the judging. And I had run out of time during the cooking process, so I didn't get to finish the final. So portions of it were recorded. Oh, look at that. It's already all crispy on there. And then when it's cut thin like this, it doesn't take as long to cook. So I can probably use a little bit more time. Well, the pizza bandit's here, but there's no food to steal. All right. So now we're done with chopsticks because I don't want to use the stuff that's touched the raw chicken anymore. And it's not even the good part yet, Chris. It does smell really good though. Chicken and butter. Yeah, those three right there. That one, pretty good. Oh, let's get the tongs ready. These are really cool. So it's a spork and a spoon. And then this little plastic bit. And now I have tongs. All right. Let me put the well done ones up there. Right? So you've got a utensil when you need a utensil. You've got tongs when you need tongs. Look at that chicken and the butter all browned in there. Can you guys hear that sizzle? All right, that one's done. That one's done. That one's definitely done because that's super thin. Okay, yeah, those are all done. Let's pull those off. Let's turn the heat down. No, we're just going to turn the heat off. Yep, nice and golden. So yeah, that's like half of a chicken breast. And that's probably already a serving there. Plus I've got a whole nother chicken breast to cut up and the rest of the other half in the bag still with the flour. All right. Some Sam Squatch. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Eric, how you doing, dude? Okay, so what did we have? What was our other ingredients? Where's my papers? I know we need some more butter in there. Let's go ahead and start with that. So yeah, the other 2 tablespoons. We did about 1 tablespoon earlier. Let's go. Let's turn that back on low. Start melting that butter. So on the garlic, it said 2 cloves, but I'm going to do the lacy garlic, and we're going to do about 2 tablespoons. So 2 cloves is probably about 1 tablespoon, but I like garlic. As long as everybody else around you is eating it, then nobody reeks of garlic. All right, we're going to cook that for a bit, let that get fragrant. Loosen up the rest of those chicken and butter bits from earlier. Oh man, that already smells amazing. You can see that color change with the chicken fond or whatever they call that, and the caramelized butter from earlier. Okay. Vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons. Again, I borrowed this from the pantry. I bought up when I was at Get Lost Find Yourself. It was the little, like the size of this, quarter the size of this. We're just gonna, and I eyeballed it then too. So I want to say 1.5. That was a half. No, that's 1. There we go. 1.5 tablespoons. Soy sauce, 1 tablespoon. Again, eyeball it. About 2 of those spoonfuls. That's about half. There we go. Or you could use 1 or 2 of the little soy sauce packets from the teriyaki place or sushi place that you went to. All right. And then the last ingredient, I believe, is the honey. And it called for 1/3 of a cup. Let's say how much is in here. 1 pound, 8 ounces. I don't know what that means in cup measurements. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's about 1/3 to half a cup. Exactly. You can never have too much garlic. For you, anyways. It might irritate the people around you if they're not eating it, but if they're eating it with you, then they're all good. Look at that. We'll just let that thicken up. Cook that down a little bit. Let's turn it up. taste it. Oh, oh yeah. You get one of the little mini spatulas. Kikkoman for sure. I didn't even know there was other brands until I started going to some of the different restaurants and the different grocery stores. I thought that's all there was. All right, let's see. Let's turn this down a little and check our thickness. Oh, that's thickening up good. You see how it's doing that part where it kind of stays back, not quite thick enough. It's kind of. We're getting close though. So it is not my backyard, but it's my neighbor's yard, just because I wanted to switch it up a little bit. We live out in the woods area in a community that's got logging property all around us. So I call it my backyard, but it's next door to me and about 2 properties over, and I'm in timberland property. That as long as we're respectful, they don't really care too much that we're out there playing in their woods. Takishan Kishibori Shoyu Premium Soy Sauce. Is that a dark soy sauce, Chris? Because I haven't tried any darks yet. The lights are less salty. Oh, yeah, I can already feel the caramelization starting to happen there. And it's thickening up real good. See, so we could have probably cooked those a little bit less because they're going to finish cooking in here anyways. But, and there's a yellow jacket. Come on, dude. It's like 7 o'clock at night almost. Shouldn't you be in bed already? Because I'm allergic to bees. I'm a little baby when they come around. So if I go running off screaming, that's why. Kikkoman gallon jugs at Costco for real. Yes, darker and richer. Yeah, and I guess it's lower in sodium, and I don't know. There's a whole bunch of that's besides motorcycle videos and cooking videos. That's about all I watch on YouTube anymore. And a lot of the recipes are like 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon dark soy sauce, and then whatever other ingredients that they're using for the recipe. I was like, I didn't know that there was different kinds of soy sauce. So that was Kikkoman. Maybe low sodium. That burner's like creeping over there on the table. But yeah, this is like liquid MSG. See, and Eric, remember that they used to talk about how bad MSG was, and now it's like it's a flavor enhancer. It's like adding salt to a dish, as far as I'm concerned. Well, they say MSG makes stuff gooder. It's actually monosodium glutamate or something like that. But I'm not a chef, so don't take my word on it. Oh yeah. Let me try this camera again. So now that it's not all white, and if I take the spatula, see how that sauce is kind of holding back? It's almost a caramel in there now. No preservatives in it, so it won't. Oh, so it will spoil. You gotta use it up all quickly, which, no, not a problem at all. I don't know if it's something that you could refrigerate. I guess I didn't realize that the honey at Costco, the organic honey, doesn't have preservatives in it either, and you're supposed to refrigerate them after opening, which I just learned that like 2 weeks ago. I never put my honey in the fridge. Speaking of which, product of Brazil. Do not microwave in this container. This one doesn't say refrigerate after opening. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. Make stomach grumble. Right? That's like, you'd have a huge Chinese buffet, and then half an hour later, like, I'm hungry again. You see that? That camera is terrible. That was like a waste of money. Like a $200 camera, maybe a $150 camera. All right, let's switch back to that one. That's one. That's better anyways. So let's, okay, that was cooked chicken, so that's okay. We can't use that knife. Can't use the chopsticks either. Let's, oh, yeah, that thin one is just lots of sauce on there. Mmm. Oh, it's so thick. If I had some rice, put this over some rice, and you could stretch that out. So this right there, this is just the chicken alone could feed one person, and that's half of a breast. So 2 full breasts, and you get 3, 4 people if you had some rice, and maybe more if you stretched it out. It's real heavy on the honey, and then that acidity from the apple cider vinegar just kind of breaks it up. Soy sauce, I don't even notice. I probably could have put a little bit more soy sauce in there, but it's got some of that salty that enhances the flavor, and it also changed the color a little bit. But right there, see how thick? Can you see that? See how it's holding itself back right there? You can't see that. Nope. Let me try this other. You can almost see it there. Oh well. But that's it, folks. That's cracked chicken or honey garlic chicken, which that pretty much explains 75% of the ingredients. Honey, garlic, chicken. Got some butter, soy sauce, flour. You're there. What do you guys think? I'm watching on the old tubes, TV, so all cameras look great. Veggies in the sauce. Yeah, you could do it over like one of those snap peas or some broccoli, maybe some thin sliced carrots. Soften them up a little bit. Veggies like steak. So yeah, we did the live stream and half an hour earlier, and because sunset is about now, and you can already see the change in the lighting. The camera, I think, is starting to flicker. Try and do auto adjust and correct for the light. So 7 p.m. sunset, and then I checked for next month, it's the 6 p.m. sunset. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do next month's live stream outside or not. I might. I mean, if I do it outside, I will definitely have to set up the lights for it. But it might end up being back inside the fifth wheel, unless I set up another outdoor studio type thing someplace else. But 6 p.m. sunset, end of next month, right? Yeah, the fall colors have started to show up, and I hear tools going at the neighbor's house. All right, Eric. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Chicken, shrimp, prawns, steak, garlic, all veggies. Yeah, that's the whole food pyramid right there, Chris. Yeah, I think I might have to go back and like the first two live streams and do it inside. Lean-to shelter, some battery floodlights. Yeah. Just takes a couple days, right? Build that thing up. So appreciate you guys taking some time and joining me for this thing. And I will pull some shorts out of it and get them posted and start publishing those at the 2 p.m. time slot, Pacific time again, like I've been doing for the last 2 months or so, plus some of the old live streams. And I think I'm going to start cooking like weekly, do some weekly videos, not live streams, and maybe like the same format, but just cut out the pauses and the breaks and just speed it up a little bit so you don't have to sit through an hour or 45 minutes of the extra fluff. But it's been fun. Love you guys. Thank you for showing up. And I'll be seeing you later. Bye. That's awesome, Chris. Let me know how it goes. Alrighty.